I got racks, big old stacks. Ain't no rap cap, that's a fact. Money coming, money go, that's just how it go. I done lost it all before, got it back for sure. I got racks, big old stacks. Ain't no.
Hello, yeah, we in the pod, and I have the amazing, most talented Miss Alexis Renee.
Thank you. I thought you was gonna keep going. I was about to just let it soak in. No, I'm just I'm glad to be here. Yeah, just cut it short. We good.
So how you doing? How's your trip back to Tulsa, back home?
I'm good. Like we just been trying to stay busy. I know, like, you know, when I'm out of town and stuff, just like been tapping in with everybody about, like, you know, when I come to town, let's do this, let's shoot some videos and stuff. So just trying to stay good on my word and link up with everybody I've been talking to. So it's been pretty busy. Every day been like something else. So yeah, we've been moving around.
Now I'm new to your music. I'm new to your movement. But I was told you went by Miss Unique. Who was Miss Unique?
That's the first. That's where we start.
That's the beginning. So that's how this all started. Miss Unique. Okay.
Yeah. Who is Miss Unique? I mean, that was my first rap name. So like starting out as Miss Unique, it was, you know, all throughout school, and eventually it just kind of started sounding corny. Like, you don't want to be a grown up like calling yourself Miss Unique. So I tried to avoid that before it started feeling weird. So, you know, I changed my name some years back, but yeah.
That's the beginning of Miss Unique.
Yeah.
That's a solid name, because you want something that people gonna remember. You know what I mean? Like, Alexis Renee, that's catchy. Like, that's fun.
But it's my real name. I know, like, I don't want to rap forever. So, like, if I transition into something else, like, it's not going to be difficult. That's my real name. So, I just didn't want to have, like, it just seemed childish. I spelled it with a Z and everything, you know what I mean? So it was childish. So I wanted to make sure I transitioned out of that before I started being weird. You know, like Lil Bow Wow, and then you got, people dropping the Lils off their name forever. So I felt like, man, I don't want to get to a point to where I start feeling weird still being called Miss Unique. But people still call me that, like that knew me from back then. They still call me that.
So you want to take yourself serious. That's what it sounded like. You taking your music serious, so you want everybody else to take you serious.
Yeah, and it was at a time where I was like, you know, when I get to where I want to be, like, I want to transition out of it. I want to be a mogul, and, you know, I didn't want something that seemed like a character. I just wanted it to be an easy transition out. Like, I don't want to be Miss Unique forever, and people, you know, shoot, everybody gonna hit 50 one day. You're gonna be called you know, Lil Bow Wow, Miss Unique, you know what I mean?
People still call him Lil Bow. He's still Lil Bow Wow.
But he still act like Lil Bow Wow. You know what I mean? Like,
true. And Lil Wayne still act like Lil Wayne.
Yeah, and it ain't, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, and they solidified that, like, while they were, young. So, like, it's okay. But, you know, they transition to start using their real name as well. So, like, I feel like I just wanted to jump ahead of it before it started feeling weird for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Miss Unique was the starting point. And then, like, I don't know, a long time ago, I transitioned to Alexis Renee. But some people they still be calling me Unique.
So you bossed up to
yeah, I guess you can say that. You can say it was a move to, you know, me planning to make sure that I do more things outside of music. Like, if I wanted to get into my mogul status, I could just kind of fall back and just be Alexis. So.
See, ain't nobody taking me serious as Rashad right now. Everybody want me to be Smitty. Everybody want me to be Smitty. And they in here.
Maybe Rashad was the childish one, and they was like, that's like going backwards.
Rashad got all A's, man.
Shout out Rashad.
You know that your name, Smitty. All right.
But that's not, Smitty ain't, like, every nickname or every, like, stage name ain't childish, you know what I mean? But some names are kind of weird as you become an adult.
Yeah.
So that's what I felt. I felt like Miss Unique was like a childish name, and it's something that you just be throwing names together when you young. So we threw it together. I was in school. That's what my name was. But as you grow up, it's like, man, I don't know if and then it was at a time like everybody was starting to use their real names or like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. It was, it was at that time when I like changed my name. But I feel like it's better. But now people got crazy names again.
So I got a question. Who was on 106 in Park?
Miss Unique was on 106
okay,
in
Miss
Park.
Unique was on
Yeah,
106
for
Park.
sure. Yes.
So now, how did that happen?
Actually, it was my mom who. I mean, everybody wanted to be on like Freestyle Friday and stuff, but my mom was always somebody that would make sure that whatever I wanted to do, she was, supported my rap career. So she had sent my music over to them and made sure like she kept in touch with them. She was just trying to see what opportunities they had, and she was able to get me on the show. Went down to New York, did the audition, and it was crazy because they had like it was wrapped around the building, and I'm out there this small girl from Oklahoma, all these like New York niggas with their Timberlands on, and they
Your son,
with
the son,
the big fitted hats on and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I wonder how this shit gonna go. And they call you in like 5 at a time. They'll be like number 1 and number 3 step forward.
So it ain't like American Idol where you just step up to Simon and you just start singing.
Nah, I mean kinda like when you think about the room and how the room was set up when they bring you in the room, just think of it like that. But like 5 to 8 people at a time, okay. And then they just have you step up 2 at a time, and y'all just battle each other, and whoever's watching the battle or whatever staff members they got. They making their notes, so they started just having me, they found it entertaining. They like, dang, this little girl, she battling everybody. So they started putting on the Lil Mama beats and stuff like that. And, then I went home and I didn't hear from them for a long time. I'm like, damn, I thought I did good. But the guy who was in charge, he had, I don't know if he left the company or whatever, but I went back out there, did another audition. And they actually aired that audition on the show and called me back to go out there. And I went back for the actual taping of the show. So,
how much clout did you get off 106 in Park? And did you have a big head when you came back to small?
My head still big in real life. But clout, I don't know. I really couldn't tell for real. Because I was disappointed that I had lost. And so I thought I was just like, damn, I embarrassed the whole state. And so when I came back, it was people that was just happy that I was on the show. And I was like, it made me feel better because I'm like, damn, how do I go back, look people in their face? I done been on, national television. Everybody's seen it. And so when I came back, they were like, really supportive. Of course, everybody going have people that
you gonna have haters.
Yeah,
haters.
So,
you would have had haters if you won.
Yeah, no matter what. You're right. So it was cool. Like everybody was at least supportive. Like, man, you still on? Ain't nobody got on there, and you know what I mean. So that was cool. But I don't know if I seen like anything like really change.
You didn't get no free barbecue or nothing like that.
I might have got some barbecue. I might have got a little something here and there. And I guess like I don't know if it legitimized me being like an official rapper, because everybody like is trying to race for something, like getting some type of like credibility under your belt. So I guess that was like my first stamp of like really doing something that was something real outside of like selling mixtapes and stuff. So that was my first exposure on that level.
That's a real stamp. Like everybody, I get what you're saying. Like everybody wants to be considered taken serious.
Yeah.
But you on TV rapping.
Yeah.
Win, lose or draw, you are now a rapper. You
and it
try
was
to tag away, but you a rapper.
I will say it was scary because I'd never been like on a TV set before. So when you think about it, like you got all of these like really big cameras, like they moving in and out on these like big, I don't even know what to call them, but so they like, all right, we're going live, 40 million people, 5, 4, 3, and I'm like, oh my God, which camera do I look at? And it was just at a time where they were talking about making sure that you freestyled and not like, coming up there with writtens. And so the thing about that is when you go on a show, you get 30 seconds. And if you really just like going off top, like, that sometimes it take a little bit to warm up. You start, building up your your rhythm, and you know what I mean. So I felt like I was trying to stick to what they were telling us to do, because on every commercial break, Terrence was like, make sure y'all don't bring no writtens up here. We going, you know what I mean. And I think that was the stupidest thing I've ever done. Like, I'll never go on national TV without having something prepared, because it's too many things to take into consideration. Like, for one, you got a bunch of people across the world watching live. Two, I mean, there's a lot of people in the audience saying stuff. You got, people that came with the opponent and saying, it's a lot of stuff going on. And just not knowing that everybody from back home and across the world is watching. So I'm like,
plus, not to mention, somebody else probably had it written.
Yeah, and he had it written. And I'm like,
it's like muscle memory. Like, you hear a beat and you catch a rhythm to it. It's nothing like, everybody like got some rap they got to any beat that's gonna go. So it's like, how you gonna tell somebody, you gotta come off the top of your dome? How you gonna know
I'm never listening to Terrence J again. I'm like, why I listen to Terrence?
Terrence don't even rap. He ain't even credible. He ain't even nobody.
And then it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean? Like, if I would have rather won with the written than like lost trying to, just
play their rules.
And it's only 30 seconds, so you got like, a few bars before it's the next person's turn. It ain't like you really get to snap. You gotta, the first line gotta be hitting. So I feel like I made a big mistake by doing that, but that was one of the things that I regretted about the whole situation, because I was really trying to stick to the rules, and I'm like, that put something in my mind though. Now, no matter what I do, like if I'm going in front of a camera and I know that it's like a freestyle, type environment, then I just have something prepared. So I don't really do that no more.
See,
lesson learned for sure.
Now you went from Miss You. You switched from Miss Unique to Alexis Renee. Mm-hmm. Now, when you became Alexis Renee, what was like some of the challenges? Because you'd already been on TV. Like, I want to be on TV. What's some of the stuff you set out, goals that you had to go get as a rapper?
I would say just like the hardest part, and the thing that I feared about it was just like, dang, everybody knows me by Miss Unique. Now, what people are going to be searching for me that can't find me no more? And so I just made sure that I tied all my social media together, and like, anything that said Miss Unique, I just, made sure like I put the links in, for the new page. And everybody kind of, at least back home, it was pretty easy. And everywhere else, it was just like, Atlanta was the next step. So I was brand new out there anyway, so it didn't really matter. I think the biggest thing was here, just everybody that been on me as Miss Unique, just trying to make sure that they knew I changed my name.
They get with the program and call you by your new name.
Yeah, that was the scariest thing. I just felt like it was gonna hold me back. But I had people, like mentors and stuff, that was like, listen, this is the best time to do it. Like, you haven't, people know you, but you're not like,
not well known.
Yeah, you're not like Nicki Minaj at this point. Like, it ain't. And I feel like, with the internet, it's easy to tie things together. Put it in your bio. People be searching for stuff, they can follow it. So, I mean, that was the biggest thing as I was transitioning to Alexis Renee.
When you got to Atlanta as Alexis Renee, who were some of the people that you gotten with, started working with, made that base in Atlanta where, okay, this is who I'm working with?
Yeah. The first person that I worked with when I got to Atlanta was Shawty Low.
R.I.P. Shawty Low.
R.I.P. is Shawty Low. Like, one of the producers I was working with online while I was here was, I don't know if he was, I forgot what part of his label he was. He might have been like, they'll give nigga any title at a job. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm on this label. So he was, but I know he was a producer over there as well, and he had been producing for me for a while. So when I went out there, he was like, yeah, we'll link you up with some, just come through to the video shoot. We went down there, went to the video shoot, and after that, like, got to know a lot of people on his team, and we would just go over his house all the time. And it was like right around the corner from where T.I. was staying, and it was kind of crazy to me because at that time they had beef with each other, so I was like, dang, I don't know how real this is because they were super close. But and that was one of the first like people that I knew that had a name in Atlanta that was kind of like, you know, that would just let me come over. We would record over there, you know, work with his artists and stuff. After that, we was in the studio with Gucci, and he was really, really nice, like really kind. I didn't know
was this big Gucci?
This is big Gucci. This is big Gucci.
With the gold?
Yeah, this is big Gucci. The
Snap.
one, yeah. Right before the whole Twitter incident, it was before that. But he was really nice, and you know, he was respectful. I don't know why.
You thought he was gonna be Gucci?
I didn't know what it was gonna be. So like when I met him, it was like, you know, he would ask us what we thought. He even invited us. My homeboy Moneybags from Tulsa. He's the one. We were at the mall in Lenox. We was just up in Atlanta working for the week, and you know, we was just trying to see who we can network with, who we can, you know, get in touch with. So we was at the mall walking, and we split up. And I remember I walked past Gucci and like two other people, and I called him. I'm like, "Oh, Gucci just passed. Hey, let's go try to link with him." And then he was like, "Where y'all at?" So we met in the same shoe store, and he was like, you know, Gucci was getting some shoes out the back. And Bags, you know, he had bread too. He was like, "Hey, shoot, I can get some shoes out the back too," you know, just making himself known. And then he was like, "You know, what's up on a collab?" And he was like, "Well, we got 5 bands right now." And then Gucci was like, "Well, shoot, let's go." And we went straight to the studio, did the verse. I still got it too, the song. And we went straight to the studio. In that studio was like it was 2 booths in the room. One was off to the right with like a stripper pole in it. And after he did his verse, he went in that booth, and he was gambling while Moneybags was working on his part. He won $40,000 in the gambling, threw it in a duffel bag, left. And I was like, damn, we ain't never gonna see this nigga again. But he came right back. He invited us to his video shoot the next day with like Birdman and stuff. So I thought that he was like the kindest person in the world. It was like a cool little.
Not that, I don't know that evil Gucci.
Yeah, no, I don't know him. I don't think he exists. That might just be the internet.
Yeah.
But that was like some of my first like real Atlanta. You know, the things that happen. It's like maybe I should move up here. It's been pretty easy to kind of get a foot in and network. So.
How did you lock in with Jazzy Faye?
Jazzy, I was this was like right after my mom passed. My mom passed away in 2016, and I was just kind of like really done with music. I was like, you know, I really don't want to. I felt like I put so much time and energy into it, and you know, didn't really like. I just felt like, dang, now I need to be a mother to my sister now, because my sister is a lot younger than me. So I felt like I needed to go back to school, get my psychology degree, and just start, you know, doing the you know, career thing. Switch the career, and just like, man, maybe this ain't for me. So I prayed about it, and then I went. My homegirl was like, "Come to the studio, just do some writing," and I was like, "All right, I'll come through to the studio." So went there. The first night we wrote some stuff, and like, you know, Dej Loaf manager, his name Mike Brinks, but he managed Dej Loaf. I think producer. I forgot the producer, but he was, you know, he'd been in the game for a while, and he just called us back to the studio, and I was like, well, I'm gonna just keep going back to that studio, and you know, they really started all taking me under their wing. It was like a private studio. A lot of people would come through there, but one night Jazzy came through, and me and the girl that invited me, he was like, well, let me hear something y'all been writing, and we was playing the songs for him. And that night, like, worked on a song with him, and I was like, oh my God, like, man, I looked up to Jazzy Faye, you know, for so long, and for him to just walk into my session and I'm going off an edible, I was so mad. Like, I was so mad that I had got that high off an edible. But I had to snap out of it, because I'm like, man, this is...
You got to be in the moment.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity that I don't want to be like, man, I kind of just fumbled a cool situation.
Can't fumble the bag. She said,
Nah, but it ended up going really well, and he's like really like a big brother. Like he's been somebody that has done a lot for me without like asking for, you know, payment or, you know what I mean. Just whenever he can help, he's helped. So working with him is always like super cool, and it's just like, you know, family at this point.
See, in Jazzy Faye, he did a lot for like female rappers. Like he worked with Missy and Sierra, like that push during that time. Cause it wasn't, other than sex, it wasn't nothing like real music being made. But he made sure like real women voices was heard. So the fact that you locked in with somebody like that.
And I didn't know he had wrote on that Aaliyah, not one of them names. I forgot what the song.
4 Page Letter?
No, it's my favorite Aaliyah song. What is it?
You don't know your favorite Aaliyah song? That's
Man, you
crazy.
know when you on the spot, it's just well, I think he was on that one too, but yeah, like it was him. Tank was writing on it, and he was just giving me so much game, telling me about being in the studio with Whitney Houston, and you know, you got so much history in one person, so that was real cool just to, you know, lock in with him at a time where I was really ready to give up on everything. It was just like a reminder to like, nah, you
keep
can't.
Going.
Yeah, just keep going and keep doing it.
Man, and it's crazy. Like it happens in a lot of stories. Right when you finna quit, you get that breakthrough. True. It's like, okay, that's when
it really was like that. Cause I remember praying about it, and like, you know, God, if this is really, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing, just give me a sign, like, you know, because I'm really enrolling in these classes. I'm like, yo, this is really about to go down. And so it just happened, like, you know, one day we in the studio, he dropped in, he, you know, check out the songs, and he like, well, let's work on something. And we did a song that night, and I remember going home and just like playing it while I'm getting in the shower, getting ready to go back to the studio. And I'm listening to it, I just start crying, like, dang, I wish I was able to, like, let my mom hear this song like I did with, you know, because when you're doing music for a while, like, your family start getting to a point, like, hey, is this shit gonna happen? And, you know, what's going on? Like,
with any dream, if they don't see, like, they don't see the result coming, like, so is you sure about this?
Yep.
You should go to nursing school.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I want this.
They never really did that, but, you know, sometimes you could feel when it's like, you telling them stuff that's like, hey, this is, you know, this is coming up, or this might happen. It's been hella mites, you know, everybody got a lot of things that could possibly happen, but when you get to a point where it's like you actually have something, like you want to run home and, you know, show your mom or show your cousin or whatever, whoever been believing in you, like, hey, this stuff really happening. I couldn't do it, so it was like a bittersweet moment, like, dang. It literally was a couple months after she passed away. And that's what kind of was trippy for me, because it was like, dang, I felt like she was like helping me on the other side, like really putting me in positions to where I was able to see like, hey, keep doing this. So bittersweet, but you know, it was a dope moment to be able to do a song with him and keep working with him.
You said something about Aaliyah earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen on your Instagram that Timberland reposted you.
Yeah. That blew my mind. Like,
now, have you ever met Timberland?
I haven't met him. No.
So how did he even see you on the internet?
It's a. Well, I just would start throwing like freestyles and stuff out there, and you know, he started seeing what I was doing, and like I would do some to like his stuff, and the first time he posted me, I was like, whoa, shoot. Like, I thought he just liked my post because I saw, like, or I thought he commented because I've seen, like, you know, it come up in my notifications. I'm like, oh, shoot, Timberland commented. And I clicked on it. It was actually on his page. I'm running around the house. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is crazy. And, you know, now it's just, like, one of those things, like, you know, he's continued to do it. Part of, you know, the Beat Club and stuff like that. So it's been a really good relationship with that team over there. So, you know, I just look forward to continue working with him.
What's the Beat Club?
The Beat Club is he has his own platform that it started out with, like, hand-picked, like, producers and artists that he works with. that have access to certain like opportunities that they're working on. And now I think he has grown it into like something similar to, I don't want to say BeatStars, but like people can actually pay for a membership now to be a part of it and have access to those opportunities. But if you were like some of the original like members or whatever, you don't have to. You still have access to everything, and you know, of course, the relationships and stuff. So, but yeah, you could join Beat Club now. You want to be on Beat Club?
I can't rap. So I'm not even gonna play like that. I ain't gonna even play with Timberland's time like that.
You said you ain't gonna get Timberland a rubber.
Nah, you good, Timbo. You gotta keep the beat. Somebody might need it. They might make a hit.
Yeah, don't take nobody membership. They might need that.
Now, how long have you been in Atlanta?
A long time. Like as soon as I got finished with school, like.
Oh, you said I'm gone.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I just wanted something new. Like at that time, what I felt in Tulsa was like we didn't really have a system. We didn't really have the things that we have now here is like light years away from where we were at that time. Like as far as like shows and stuff, I was doing like my own shows or bringing artists to the city, opening up for them, and the radio wasn't as friendly as they are now. Ramal, the Hometown Heat, and Good Ground, they was holding me down. But other than that, I wasn't really getting no love at the radio. We was trying to do everything to Sonny Mac. I remember Sonny Mac was showing a little love. But other than that, like, we didn't really get respect from the city when it came to people that can make a difference in our careers. As far as radio, like, we was only getting... Oklahoma City got more love on the radio than we did. And, you know, so it was tough. And I just felt like I didn't really have the time or the infrastructure to, like, put people in the places to do it. And I was, like, you know, still trying to figure it out myself, like, what it is that I needed. So going out to Atlanta was a little easier to just jump in, and they were a little more accepting. You could get on the radio, you can do an interview, you can, you know, pull up at Gucci, you know, on Gucci, you can pull up on Shawty Lowy, and opportunities came a lot quicker. And I felt like, you know, everybody has a role. Some people stayed, some people moved out, and I think all of those things are important because it gives us access to all of those things. So, you know, just being somebody that's in Atlanta and been there for a while, it just makes it easier. Like if somebody need to come out there and do like a radio run or a press run, I can just link them up with, you know, platforms to do interviews on. They can come out there, do like 3-4 interviews in a day, do some shows or whatever, and I can just, you know, make calls for them. But now we can tie everything together because everybody kind of has, you know, found a role, whether it was, you know, having their own platform, or now the DJs that we was coming up with are working on the radio, or, you know, things like that. So it just took time, and everybody just kind of went on their own road, but still kept in mind, like, we just still gonna tie things together. But as things are developing, we all gotta, you know, do our own thing. So Atlanta I feel like it was the best move for me, for sure.
Now, besides the infrastructure, what's the biggest difference between Tulsa and Atlanta?
The biggest difference, I would say the music. The music, I mean, it's just like a lot more people. It's just, it's almost too many people now. Like over the past, I don't know, even like 5 years in Atlanta, it's starting to, everybody moving there.
It's Wakanda.
It is, but, and I think the dope thing about it and why people are still going to Atlanta is because, like, you're still, no matter how many people is there, people are still working together. People are still like, yo, let's figure out how to make $1 million together. You got this, I got this, let's bring this person in, and really putting together dope things. So like when I come back home, I'll be like, that's what I be on with everybody. Like, yo, you know, you've been doing your thing, you've been consistent on music, let's do a song, shoot a video and put it out there. Let's you know, you got a platform, let me come through, do an interview. When you come out there. I got, you know what I mean? So I kind of just use the concept that I've been seeing them use out there and just kind of bring it back home. Like, listen, nobody has to be in competition with anybody. Like, everybody, it's enough money for everybody to make money. It's enough room in the music business for everybody to be popping and not really. It was always like everybody wanted to be the hottest in Oklahoma, the first one to do the, you know what I mean? And it's like there's been firsts of everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. So at this point, it's like when somebody doing something dope, they tend to shy away from connecting with people because they the hottest. But like anytime I'm doing something dope where it get momentum or whatever, I'm trying to tap in with people. Like, listen, it only makes it look better if I'm on 2K and my streams is going crazy and I hit up A-Star like, yo, let's do a track, you know, build off some of this momentum, the streams are pouring to that. And it only helps me while I'm, you know, helping him. You know what I mean? So if more people did that, it would go crazy. But nobody really want to show that nobody wants nobody to feed off of their momentum. It's kind of, it's counterproductive to me.
Everybody eats. Everybody can eat.
Yeah, it's a lot of money out here. It's a lot. When you think about how much music is out right now, it's niggas we never heard of that got millions and millions of streams, and they cool. And it's like everybody that I've tapped in with, maybe, and I don't even be having no like feelings about it, especially with the younger artists, because I know how it is when you like catch a wave and you feeling yourself and you kind of like, I don't want to fuck with nobody right now, like I'm the hottest, because we've all went through that. But at the same time, like I still be like, yo, just I'm gonna send you a track, I'm gonna send you something, you know, and still tapping in. Eventually they realize like, oh, she not somebody that's just like, you know, just here today, gone tomorrow, that's just trying to do a track and disappear. It's like, no, I'm really just trying to build so we can like, it just look better for Oklahoma. It looked doper. I know I keep looking at Keezy. I know he off camera, so it look like I'm just playing to
Keezy Knight is in the building. Keezy Knight is in the building.
He in the building. I'm looking at him because he's nodding his head. I know he know what I'm talking about, so I'm like,
Keezy Price is to the left.
You feel me?
So like, I feel you. I mean,
I start getting passionate about that because it's like, it's just crazy, like how people's mind frame is when it comes, and it's like, I know I keep saying like, but I'm trying to figure out the right words to say. Like it is so dope to see when you see what Memphis is doing, and not everybody gotta like each other. I'm not saying that, but the people that are moving, like, just have people move with you.
You know, it's gonna be competitive, but at the same time, you gotta have enough like self-respect to know that I'm doing my part.
Right.
Everybody's so worried about everybody else. It's the internet, you know. Like, what are you doing? Just worry about what you're doing, and you do the best of you, and you gonna get where you need to be.
And there's never like another you. Like, no matter, even if somebody doing exactly what you're doing, it's not the same. No matter how close it is. So. It's just really about, you know, bringing it together and just showing, like, that you support each other, regardless of if they song is your favorite or not. If you see somebody being consistent, you seeing them putting out quality work, and you see where you can help them, then help them. Like, it's a lot of younger artists that I reach out to, and I'm like Oni G up in Oklahoma City. I think she might have just turned 21, something like that, but just reached out to her. I seen she been doing her thing, been putting out visuals, and I like her sound. So I just reached out to her like, yo, let's do a track. Did the track. She sent me a dope track. And I was like, yo, whenever you can, come to Atlanta. I'll set you up some interviews. We can do the video, whatever. And she did it. You know, she came out to Atlanta with her team. We shot the video, got her an interview. And it was a lot we wanted to do, but she was there for the weekend, so whenever she ready to come back, you know, I got her on some more interviews. And I wasn't even there, like, I just set it up for her, and, you know, told her to pull up on them.
See, we need more people like Miss Renee in this game. Someone that's not looking out for themselves, but for others. You know, because it'd be some. Yeah, I got you that interview. What you gonna do for me?
Yeah.
You just blessing the game with showing love, and that's what's really needed. You gotta pass positivity around. That's how we get it back. And you doing that in the music game is. It's love.
We could do this all day, but I do appreciate y'all for having me. I've been wanting to look at Keezy. I've been wanting to be on here for a while. Tap in. So I appreciate y'all having me.
I appreciate you stopping by. We done had the best rider in Oklahoma. Hard working Miss Atlanta from Tulsa.
Miss Atlanta.
Miss Unique.
Whoa. Alexis, Renee, we out.